This is the Mohsin Mortgage Program with Sarah Mohsin. Mohsin Mortgage is licensed in several states for residential and commercial purchases and refinancing. Call 800-662-9550. And now, here's your host, Sarah Mohsin.
Great to be back here again, folks, and wonderful to have wonderful Corrine on air with us, joining us regarding one of her purchases. Actually, there were two. How are you today, Corrine?
Oh, great. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming on air. I know you're very busy, and we appreciate it. We're grateful as a family-owned business when our folks come on air and share their stories. You did two investment properties with us, two purchases, correct?
Believe it or not, there are three and maybe four my primary residence. So
that's right.
We're very popular with Mohsin.
True, I forgot about that. It's just, and then you worked with Christina as well. So, I wanted to just be able to share a little bit, or you can share a little bit about the process and how things went.
Sure. So I can talk about the most recent investment properties because they're the most fresh in my mind. So Most recently, we purchased a property in Sandridge Beach, Virginia. We love to vacation there. And so a few years ago, we decided to buy an investment property there that is a 7-bedroom semi-oceanfront home. And then most recently, just 2 weeks ago, we ended up buying an 8-bedroom oceanfront property that we use to rent to, mainly families that come to the area from all over the country. And so those two investment properties are the most recent ones, and they were larger investments than another one that we have that we also use Mohsin for, which is in the suburbs of Pittsburgh. We decided to dabble a few years ago in the long-term rental business with a 2-bedroom home that's in a suburb called Lawrenceville. So those are the three investment-type properties we have. But years ago, in 2006, we also used Christina and Mohsin to buy our primary home here in the northern suburbs of Pittsburgh.
Right, Corrine, I forgot about I do recall the Lawrenceville and then your primary home. And the last property, the investment property in Virginia, is outstanding. I mean, this is a rental, it's investment property, and as you said, 8-bedroom, $1.45 million home. And so it'll give you access to just renting it out, right, to people?
Right. So typically what we've done with at least our first property in Sandridge, Virginia, is we list that with a realty company that is local to the area. And that realty company helps us with kind of the day-to-day operations of the property. Things like, the guest needs propane for the grill, or, they need something, extra linen, stuff like that. But we also do a lot of business on that house with VRBO. I think they just renamed it Verbo, and then Airbnb. So we have our properties listed with on three different avenues to try and attract the right person and right family into that. Typically, because of the house's size, we want to make sure that we have kind of large family groups that come. It's not typical for a family of 4 to rent our houses. It's typical of, multi-generational family group coming into the house together, or maybe it's a group of friends, coming together, and we rent them year round. So in the summertime, it's your typical family vacation where, we rent Saturday to Saturdays. And then in the off season, we'll do like a 2 or 3 night stay in either of the properties. And so because I live in Pennsylvania and the houses are in Virginia, we need someone who's hands-on, feet on the floor, who can help us with the day-to-day operations. But I'm typically the front man when it comes to customer service, making sure the guest is happy, that kind of thing.
So how did you find our process working with Christina and she's a good friend of yours, right?
She is. Christina did a phenomenal job. And I tell people all the time, we couldn't have done it without Christina. We wouldn't be where we are if it wasn't for Christina. By day, I work for a large Blue Cross and Blue Shield plan, and so does my husband. Right. We are not real estate savvy. I still don't think, even after these purchases. Christina makes it easy for us. So one thing I think she excels at is kind of boils it down into a very simple format for us to say, hey, Corrine, hey, Drew, we need to have this, that, and the other thing, and we need it by Wednesday, and I need it in this format. And to me, to be given that type of direct information to be able to get her what she needs so that we can close faster, made it all that much more easy. If I were working in any other format, I don't think it would have worked for me. But luckily, because I've been friends with Christina for so long, I think we probably
It's
get each other a little bit better than the average client.
No, it's wonderful, Corrine. And, we are grateful. We're a family-owned business. And, folks, you can reach us here at 1-800-662-9550. And Christina is phenomenal. It's amazing, both you and Drew. You're very accomplished and humble and invested wisely. So it was really a pleasure that you came to us. And I know that the process in itself, it's a buyer's market now, as you can see, and interest rates are super low. Right, Corrine?
Yeah, we were thrilled to be able to purchase this house. We're a family of four. We come from probably humble beginnings, and this was not something we were ever meant to do. I always say to my husband, look, we weren't meant to have this life. We weren't meant to be this aggressive, when it comes to things. But I'm so thankful that we did, and Mohsin and Christina really helped us to get where we are. I tell Christina after every purchase that we're never going to do this again, but somehow here we are.
I think she has another purchase for you, right, Christina? She's like, she doesn't want to join us on air, but we're grateful, and it was just that it's so interesting and fascinating, the world of real estate in itself. And for us, we do the financing part. But when we see the different states that we do lending in, it's so different and interesting in respect to, like, Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh, you invested in Lawrenceville and your primary home as well. And then we have Virginia, and then you have like states like California and Florida, and every place is different. And, Corrine, you and Drew may want to look at Florida as another investment.
Florida, yeah, we did look into Panama City at one time. We've looked into different parts of Florida. It seems like, to your point, it is a buyer's market. We were able to, through your help, we're able to secure a mortgage that works for us, and that helps us to make money over time. Initially, when we bought our first property in Sandbridge, we thought that we would owe a little bit of money every year, and we could afford that. And we figured, okay, well, we're going to owe this much money. And it actually turned out to profit so much more than we ever imagined. Through our initial analysis. My husband is a numbers guy. He's a CPA. He's an attorney. He very much is into the analysis part of it. And we thought for sure that we were going to end up losing a little bit every year. But I'm glad he was wrong. He was so wrong that we were able to do it again on the second purchase.
Well, that's the thing, though. And that's the part of when you're looking at the return on investment when you're buying properties. If you do it in a way that is smart, and then the numbers work, because you don't want to have any risk involved. Values are going up, and it's, I think, very exciting as well when you can do it without the risk. The rates are fixed rates, low rates, especially with our jumbo loans. Once you hit like $500,000, the rates get very high with regular local banks. But with us, on the wholesale side, you can have a multi-million-dollar property with super low rates, fixed rates. So I think that's right. So and I'd say, and to your point, one of the things that we looked at in our analysis years ago was that if we were buying a 2 or 3 bedroom property, at least in that market, we were going to lose money. There's when you're only making, $1,000 or $2,000 a week on a 2 or 3 bedroom condo, even if it's oceanfront, that's really great, except you're going to lose money. If for us, it was kind of high risk, high reward. Go for gold, go for oceanfront, go for semi-oceanfront, and make, the $14,000, $15,000 a week that people really want. I mean, that's what that market asks for, is for the multifamily, $15,000 a week where everyone splits the cost and they have a great time year over year.
So you're right. That jumbo mortgage, the large amount, while very risky and made us very nervous for a long time, is something that we're very comfortable with now because the money has come in. We've actually never paid the mortgage ourselves. Someone else has always paid the mortgage for us, and we've owned that home since 2015, our first one.
Well, thanks so much, Corrine. I really appreciate it, to you and Drew as well. And you can always reach us here at 1-800-662-9550. Stay well, folks.
This has been the Mohsin Mortgage Program with Sarah Mohsin. Mohsin Mortgage is licensed in several states for residential and commercial purchases and refinancing. Call 800-662-9550.